Hey everyone, Dodge here, doing a new segment this week where we review the top indie games in the horror category that have come out in the last week, where we give them a short, quick play and a review and see how they stack up. So let's get into it. These games will be in no particular order, and if this video does well, then I'll continue this series. The first game on our list is An Unhappy Street. It's a free horror game developed by MH Dev, hope I'm saying that right, and was released on August 14th. It's set in an abandoned building where the player must explore and solve puzzles to escape. Pretty simple. However, it is very reminiscent of old school point and click games. Something that's coming to mind is the game Myst. If you've ever played that, it's the worst thing ever invented. However, it does have that feel about it. So it is definitely a point and click game, definitely a lot of puzzle finding, but there is some awesome elements of horror and good sound design to go with that. You do get a lot of very creepy moments while trying to play this game, and it is really unique. It is very cool. I definitely recommend you guys play this. Up next we have Abandoned. It's a 20-minute long 2.5D horror experience where you explore an abandoned building, uncovering its dark past and downfall. You play as someone who's doing urban exploration and documenting any history or secrets that the place holds. Now, I was very skeptical when I first opened this and started playing, but as I started to play about 5 or 10 minutes in, this game really came into its own with its unique style and gameplay. The horror started to creep up, and it honestly surprised me a lot. As you're beginning exploring these abandoned areas, the horror really does start to creep up, especially when you're collecting different items and filming different areas using the two different camera angles that you get, the sort of 2/3D elements in the game that you can swap between, and using the first person perspective. It is very cool, it is very unique, and it is this dev's first ever game, so please check it out. It is worth your time. I had a good time playing it, and I think you will too. Up next we have a game called Moribund, a very realistic first-person helmet cam perspective shooter with horror elements. I should say before kicking this off, I have seen a lot of comments about people getting disorientated and feeling sick when seeing the gameplay and playing the game, so just a heads up, this does have a lot of head bobble and movement, so if you aren't into that sort of thing, just please, maybe skip ahead. Now, while the game does look visually stunning and probably looks okay in this gameplay here, I think you do need a relatively good PC to play it. And I must say that some of the gunplay is very clunky and very difficult to shoot the enemies with. There are some awesome scares, don't get me wrong, but if you don't have a good computer and you suck with using guns in very tight situations, it's probably not going to be a good time for you. Overall, however, I do recommend checking it out anyways. It's a good indication of what sort of things are coming and what's down the track for the horror scene, especially in the realism space. There are a lot of new games that are using this helmet cam style, so this is definitely something to check out and get inspiration from, and get a good scare or a good laugh out of it as well. Alright, I'm going to add 2 more honourable mentions onto the end of this. The first one being Contrast of Past, a game where you hold a camcorder, collect keys and escape a monster. It is very cool, I definitely recommend checking it out. I'm not going to do a proper rundown of that because it is very short and very straightforward. You hold a camcorder, you got to find keys, you got to escape. The other one being Hear Me Scream. This is very short but is a good for a scare or two. You're basically using your computer and you need to keep looking behind you because you keep hearing noises, and then something may happen at the end, may not. You'll just have to check it out. Well, there you have it everyone. That's my pick of the best horror games that have come out in the last week out of 207 different games. There was a lot of debate between all of these, and I think I've picked right in terms of how differentiated some of these games are and how unique they are, how well they do horror, and just how they stack up against the rest. I don't feel like there was a lot of laziness put into these games, and I just feel like these are in the top spot for me. So if you liked the video and want to see more, if you'd like more lengthy videos or whatever, just let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed it, please like, and hey, if you could subscribe as well, that would be epic. This has been Dodge, and I'll see you next time.